Hello and welcome to Best Left Forgotten Stuff We've Forgotten, a one-shot series. My name is Miriam Feats and I am your game master.
My name is Nathan Quadrio and I'm playing Bas Folk.
My name is Jess Wolfendale and I'm playing Charlie Robinson.
The small town of Forrestview is, usually, nothing to write home about. But for our heroes, Charlie and Bas, Forrestview just got a lot more interesting. Bigfoot is real, and he's in trouble. The mighty Sasquatch and CEO of the Cryptid Club of America has been spotted, and if the evidence gets out, he may lose it all. Charlie and Bas have taken the case, and a fair amount of Mr. Foot's cash, and jumped on their bikes to chase down the evidence. Following a lead to the campsite, the duo discovered that this case may run deeper than they expected. A flyer in a backpack calling for evidence of capture of Bigfoot to the tune of $5,000. While the evidence is still missing, they have a number to call and a new lead to chase. But will they find it in time? Or will Bigfoot become the next big story? Let's jump right in. Charlie and Bas, you have just found this flyer in the bright pink backpack. You have fought. Charlie, I believe you stormed off in a bit of a huff.
I stormed off on my bike.
Yes. Bas, you have meekly followed. It is now around 5 p.m. What are you doing?
I think because you had to put all the stuff back in the tent, I think I've started to bike off down the road and then like 60 seconds into that, just like screeched to a halt. I'm like, I can't. There's a child under my care. I can't be mad for this long, and quickly bike back and wait outside the gates for Bas.
I'll finish what I need to do and I will meet at the gate.
And you head out of the campsite and you see Charlie waiting very bashfully for you just beyond the boom gate.
Just arms crossed.
I would like to walk my bike straight past her and around without even talking.
Yeah, right. If it's going to be like that, sure. Which way are you going if you're leading? Do you remember what we were doing?
Yeah, of course I do. You know I know exactly what's going on
where are we
all
going?
the time. I'm going to the video store at nighttime. I'm going to break in.
Okay. As you start to go in that direction, I'm like, don't we need to get the Bigfoot sandwich before we go back home? Just a suggestion.
Oh, so now you have suggestions, do you?
I mean, you're the one who wanted to be nice to the cryptid CEO, so you're going the wrong way.
Again, like you, I'll walk 30 seconds down and then turn around and walk back in the direction we wanted to go.
Great.
Hang on, can I just look at the map? Because I'm pretty sure they're actually...
In the same street?
Yeah, so from where you are to get to the diner, you're going pretty much the same direction as you would go. So yes, you tell Bas he's going the wrong way, he comes back, and then you go in exactly the same way that you were.
Yeah, good.
But you sneak down sort of in between the motel and the swimming pool. You see that there are some lights on in motel rooms, but again, people from the motel are really out and about at this time of day. And as you get down to the diner, you see that this is really the hustling, bustling place to be at this time of night. People are starting to come in for sort of early dinner, and the owner of the diner is standing behind the counter sort of dealing with some customers, and you see there are lots of people sort of in chairs and tables waiting to be fed. There are a few families from school that you would recognize, but a lot of them are these out-of-towners that you were seeing in the campsite.
I look for pink. Hot pink.
Yeah, okay.
Can I also be looking for like a hot pink ensemble that's missing a backpack?
We disregard all the ones that have backpacks with them.
Yes. If you've got a backpack, I'm not interested.
I'm not looking.
It's busy, but not super busy. So I'll say grit of 6.
Ha!
I'll take half.
Yes.
7.
Beautiful. Okay. You both look around. There are some pinks, but nothing in that hot pink that you remember being described by Bigfoot.
Is there like a takeaway counter, or do we have to like sit down in a booth and order and then leave?
Is there some woman riding around on roller skates?
Yeah.
I mean, this is
the 90s.
I know.
This is a small town diner. So there's like really only the one counter. The owner, you would both know the owner is a guy called Jeff Strong.
Excellent name.
In his mid-50s, receding hairline, very strong build, always wears open collar shirts where you can see his chest hair poking through, and always is wearing an apron that just has one too many grease stains on it.
Yeah.
But you can absolutely order takeaway, or you can sit down at a booth and order to dine in. They'll do either for you.
Okay, great. I walk past Bas as we're putting our bikes down, and I walk straight up to the counter, assuming he'll follow me.
I do not.
Yes.
All right. You walk up to the counter. You see Jeff is sort of finishing up with the customers in front of you. All right, 2 chocolate milkshakes. If you set up at the counter, we'll get those to you quick and sure. And sort of points the 2 people, and they just sort of sit down at the counter next to you. They are in sort of outdoorsy gear. They're some of these people that are new in town. You walk up to the counter, and he looks at you. Hey, kid, what can I get you?
Hey, we're looking for the lot sandwich, and I look around for Bas and see he isn't there. And just 2 cheeseburgers, please.
He sort of looks at you.
It's for my dad.
So you're taking it away?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, we could do that for you.
Cool.
Charlie's really hungry.
It's all for me, baby. I'm a growing boy.
He sort of rings you up with that.
Yeah, I reckon hand in the 20, including the tip. There we go.
Brilliant. Yeah, he looks very grateful for the tip. A little bit surprised that you're
to change.
Sure thing, kid. Thanks. That'll be to you sure and quick.
No worries.
And he calls out into the back, Sal, we got it the lot and 2 cheeseburgers.
And now I start panicking, looking for the child again. And I'm really regretting once again taking my eyes off him for 2 seconds.
Yeah. Where are you, Bas?
So I'm standing out the front with the bikes.
Yes.
Like not at a place that can be seen, kind of outside of the glass door of the diner.
Absolutely.
Leaning slightly too far on one hand on the wall.
Yep.
Kind of just like eyeing off people that are walking in.
Okay.
And intent, like in my head going, wow, when Charlie comes out, they're going to see this full, like, oh yeah, sorry, were you worried? But I'm standing like 3 feet from the wall.
Yeah. Can you make me a charm roll? I'm not going to tell you the difficulty. I just want to see what you roll right now.
4.
4. Yeah. Okay. As you're standing there leaning that little bit awkwardly against the wall with these 2 bikes, there's a family that sort of comes up and they are a family that you recognize. A mum and a dad and 2 younger kids. One of the kids is in your grade. And so the mum sees you and recognizes who you are. And she sort of waves for her husband and she's like, Mark, take the kids inside. And then she walks over to you. Hi, Bas. So I'm just noticing that you're standing here alone outside the diner. Do you...
Yeah.
Do I need to call your mom? What's going on?
Oh, no, that's okay.
And you know this woman as Mrs. Reed.
Gee, that's okay, Mrs. Reed. I'm all right.
Are you sure? It's getting late. Do you want to come in? You could have dinner with us, and then we could take you home.
I think about it for just a second too long. No, I'm with a friend, and we'll be I'll be heading home.
Can you make me? Oh, this would be charm versus her brains to see if she can sort of suss you out.
Yeah, good.
So she rolled a 5.
Okay, so that is a 2. I'm going to spend the 3 adversity tokens.
Yeah.
Because I'm worried that I'm going to get taken away from what's happening right now.
Yeah, she sort of looks at you for a beat longer. Well, if you're sure.
Oh, yeah,
but you run along home as quickly as you can,
Absolutely, Mrs. Reed. Absolutely. You know me.
All right. And she tussles your hair and then sort of walks back inside.
Have a nice evening.
Oh, thank you so much. You're such a sweet boy.
Oh, it's easy to be sweet to you, Mrs. Reed.
She gives you a little wink and then walks in the diner. It takes probably about, the lot is the biggest sandwich they make. So it's actually going to take a good 15 minutes for you to get this meal. And you're handed a little brown paper baggie with your 2 cheeseburgers and your the lot sandwich. Your the lot sandwich is bigger than both the cheeseburgers combined.
I'd hope so. It's going to a big tummy.
Sort of within a minute of you getting this bag, so before you've even left the diner, there's already a growing grease stain on the bottom of this bag.
That's how you know it tastes good.
That's how you know it's good for you. Yeah, I grab it and I run outside and I'm looking side to side for Bas.
Well, you really took your time there.
Yeah, no thanks to you. What? Can you stop running off for 2 seconds? We're supposed to be doing this thing together.
Feel good paying with your dirty money?
I don't.
It's not nice to take advantage of that poor man.
I'm not taking advantage. He is willingly giving me money for doing him a service. That's what a job is.
I don't think he knows what our culture is. I don't think he understands.
He's a CEO. He knows our culture better than anyone. He makes culture. Okay. So we're going back and we're finding out where this number leads, right?
I guess.
Do you want your food?
Oh. I didn't know there was dirty money food for me.
Oh my God. I will eat both cheeseburgers if you don't stop.
I snatched the bag from you.
Okay.
And I grab both cheeseburgers and I put them in my pockets and I get on my bike and I ride away, leaving the lot on the floor.
It is wrapped in its own grease paper.
Like The Sims.
Oh, the bag in the bag. Yeah.
Once you're done with something, you just say something.
Yeah, I put the burgers in my bag. I put the lot on the floor. Soon, and ride off.
Yeah, and Bas starts riding off towards your house.
I mean, I guess I pick up the big sandwich and I bike after him so that he doesn't get lost again.
Beautiful.
Trying to run as fast as I can with my little 10-year-old legs.
Yep.
It's a pretty quick ride back to your house from sort of where you are. Everything in the town is quite close together. So you probably get there in 10 minutes-ish.
Yeah.
And you pull up. You see that your mum's car has not yet pulled back into the drive.
Cute.
But you do know that, your dad finishes work at 5:30.
Yep.
And that he works in town. So it's not very far for him to get home. So you've probably got sort of 15 minutes to make this phone call without a parent being home to hear it.
Yeah, cool. As soon as I'm in the front yard, I'm ditching my bike and sprinting after Bas to tackle him.
Okay. I imagine we arrive at essentially the same time.
Yeah, pretty close because Charlie's legs are a little longer than yours and she's getting a stronger pedal.
I arrive and I put my bike down as you pull up behind me.
Yeah.
And I start to move into the house.
Back here! You look at Bas's pockets and there are just 2 grease stains spreading on his jacket from where these cheeseburgers have been sitting.
Yeah, no, I'm going for the tackle. I'm getting my cheeseburger back.
Okay.
Yeah, this would be your fight versus your flight.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, that explodes. 9.
All right.
So that's a 7.
This is not worth spending adversity.
You know what? I think I let it go.
Okay. Take your adversity token, though, for losing.
Yep.
Just farming adversity tokens.
You thought you got me.
And you see Bas sort of just slips out of your grasp and you eat dirt on the ground and sprawl out. And the lot and the sandwich bag with the lot goes flying, but you didn't fail by more than 5. So it just kind of rolls to a stop. It might be a little dented, but the sandwich is still in one piece.
Okay.
I'm going to kill this child.
Mr. Foot! Mr. Foot!
So have you run around the back?
I'm running around to Mr. Foot.
Yes. Okay. All right. So you see Bas runs round the back of your house, and Bas, you see that the cellar door is open and that Bigfoot is just lying on the grass with a pair of shades that he's found from the cellar and an old cardboard box that he's using as a fan and is just relaxing in the backyard. Seemingly no care in the world for what the danger of this is.
Mr. Foot, I got you these 2 cheeseburgers. If you're still hungry, then Charlie got herself the lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, this is going to be another charm to lie.
2.
So he just kind of looks.
Oh, did you get the? I mean, I don't really eat cheeseburgers. But you go ahead. Did you get the evidence?
No, this is not the evidence. This is your sandwich. Here, take.
Thank you. And he pulls out a 20 and gives it to you.
Okay. Straight in the pocket.
And immediately opens and just still reclining back on the grass, just starts lazily eating his sandwich.
This is really good. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bash, my dad's going to be home soon. We need to call a number on that flyer. Gimme.
I hand
Flyer?
over the cheeseburger.
What's going on?
Yeah, so there's a bounty out for your head. I don't know if Bash has mentioned that yet.
And I hold out the flyer so that he can read it, which apparently I'm doing in real life for some reason. But anyway.
Oh, okay. $5,000.
And look, I don't know what in your context what that, but it's a lot of money to us.
But don't worry, we talked about it, and we're not going to turn you in, despite the fact that we do currently have you captured.
It's true.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So do you know how many people have seen the flyer?
No, not really. My thought is that, you said there was quite a lot of people around you when the incident happened.
I think at least 3.
Yeah. So the thought was that we would figure out where they were going to turn the evidence in and sort of get in on the ground floor in case someone's turned it in already. I don't know if someone did a Polaroid or something, or if we can go to where people get things printed in town. I don't know.
Do you think you can get there in time? If not, I should probably start making some calls to some people about the fact that this story is going to break.
But I think that maybe we should make the call first, see if there's any...
if we pretend we've got evidence and he seems interested still, it means that he hasn't got the evidence yet. Or she.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to finish my sandwich and...
Yeah, you do that.
Did this put you... I really don't... Normally these cost Ben, my hookup guy, normally costs him 40. Do you need another... And he pulls out another 20.
Oh, Mr. Foot.
Actually, you know what? I feel bad about that specifically because you've been ripped off by this Ben guy.
Oh, okay.
It's only like $10.
Thank you for the information. And he holds the 20 out again.
Mr. Foot, please just put it back. Mr. Foot, okay?
Okay.
I'm about to have to start like investing, and I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
I know a really good stocks guy if you need it.
Okay, actually interested later.
Okay.
And he goes back to eating his sandwich, still on the lawn, and you know your dad's getting home in like 10 minutes.
I'm going to walk inside. I'm like, all right, I'm not clocking that.
Yeah.
Mr. Bigfoot.
Yeah?
My dad's gonna be home soon, and like, I don't know, he might be cool with this, but I don't know if you're cool with it from like a amount of people who know perspective.
Oh, okay.
So like, you know how we put you in the cellar?
Yeah, it was really dark down there. I didn't like it.
There's a light switch.
I'm not used to those. I live in the forest.
Okay, come with me.
All right.
I'm ushering him down.
You show him down and you show him where the light switch is. You see that he's broken nearly every piece of furniture in this cellar.
That's okay. We never come down here.
Great. And he just sort of makes himself like he makes the best that he can
little nest.
out of like what he's broken is just some kind of nest and just sits down and eats his sandwich. And there is grease dripping on everything.
Yeah, great.
Including all over your mum's bedroom kimono that he is still wearing.
Yeah.
But you head back inside. Bas, you get there first.
I'm going to wait at the phone for Charlie.
Cool.
I'm not a terrible person. I'm making this call. Because, right, like, so yeah, I'm 10, but like, if somebody calls up and they're like spitting and all over the place.
Okay.
Oh.
Go ahead.
And I type in the number.
You punch in the number, old, big, chunky buttons.
Mm-hmm. Well, not old.
Yeah, not for you
Current,
guys.
big chunky
Brand
buttons.
new
chunky buttons. And yeah, you lift the receiver up to your ear. You hear it click through and start ringing and ringing and ringing.
And I hang up.
Okay. Did you get all you needed?
What are we going to say?
Oh my God. Okay. You were going to say that we have Bigfoot evidence that we would like to turn in and where we should do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I pick it up and start to dial, and then I hang it up again. But
What
if we organize like a meetup? Like we've got him. We've got Bigfoot, and then we want them to meet us.
Yeah, but then if he's gotten evidence, he won't have the. Are you planning to kill this man? What are we doing?
Whoa! Why
would we have to meet with him in a secondary location instead of the location where the evidence will be? He's not going to bring it with him to a Bigfoot meetup. It's like he's not going to ask for an autograph. Or she.
Okay, and I'll dial the number again.
It clicks on, it rings, it rings, it rings, and you hear the click of it going to a message bank. Hi, you've reached Muriel's Magnificent Souvenirs. If you're hearing this, it means I'm not in the store right now. Please leave a message and I'll call you back. Derp.
Hey.
Yeah. Hey, we ever stuff.
Yeah, I've got really low charms. I've got her.
Charlie's just making gestures at you like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Some photos. Man.
Who is it?
Of like Bigfoot.
Who's on the phone with you?
Yeah, so call me back.
It was your voice. You left a voicemail.
Roll me charm, Bas.
Oh, Bas.
To make it convincing, this is difficulty, I would say 6.
Okay, well, that's a 2.
Yeah.
Great.
Sorry,
yeah.
3.
Okay. Cool. Again, I think you probably think it's pretty okay. I think, Charlie, you immediately know that, like, whoever's picking up this message is going to know that that's a 10-year-old that's calling them.
What was that?
Well, it's okay. I got the information that we needed. So it's Muriel. Muriel from the
Souvenir store.
souvenir store.
Do we know?
Yeah, so there is in the middle of town a souvenir store that is entirely centered around sort of Bigfoot and the fact that Forrestview is big on Bigfoot sighting. It is run by a very eccentric woman called Muriel. She's very much that sort of frumpy 50s, 60s. She's always wearing like at least 3 dresses at once with a shawl and those big like cat eye glasses on a chain.
Yeah.
And her hair is always over shampooed and under conditioned. So it's just that little bit too frizzy.
I think she's going to call us back when she's back in the store.
It was a voicemail. Why did you leave a voicemail? What did that get us?
Well, now she knows that we have some evidence.
She knows that a 10-year-old made a crank call against her, which I guess is fine.
Okay. I don't think she thinks our 20-year-old made a crank call against her. Okay, I think that it's pretty convincing.
No. I think she knows. I don't think she thinks. Wow, that's odd. I don't think she thinks.
And this is why you couldn't have made the call.
Oh my God, I could have just taken my retainer.
As you are arguing, you hear the grrr of a car coming up the driveway.
Okay, are we doing this tonight? Like, do you think this is time sensitive or can we do it tomorrow?
Well, the store is closed.
Yeah, and?
Do you want to break into the souvenir store?
I don't know.
As the front door opens and your dad sort of bustles in and sort of walks through and sees the two of you. Oh, hey, Bas. I've got to jump in the shower, hun. I'll be out in a minute. And I think I'm fixing dinner. Or
no.
there's something, your mom said there's something we can microwave.
Yeah, we microwave something. It's all good.
And he walks up the stairs to the bathroom and you hear sort of doors opening and closing. Actually,
Oh, no.
you hear him walk up and you hear, what the hell happened?
Okay,
Charlie! And he storms back down
No,
the stairs.
we're running. I'm grabbing Bas by the wrist
Okay.
and I'm pulling him
Yeah.
out the front of the door and we're getting on our bikes.
This is going to be contested flight as he runs down the stairs.
Ooh, explode on flat again.
Wow.
No, it's fine. I have to be true to the rules. He's exploded twice.
Miriam.
Okay, so what is everyone's roll right now?
5.
10.
Okay, 8, and then...
Okay.
No, 4 is 8, sorry. And then
Okay.
1 is... Okay, 4 is 8, 1 is 9.
Okay.
So he does not beat you, Bas, but does beat you, Charlie.
Yeah.
Not by more than 5.
Yeah.
He runs down. Charlie sort of motions for you to get out of the house.
Okay.
Bas, you just leg it. Charlie, as he comes down, he sees you running out of the house and he grabs a hold of the back of your
Utility vest.
utility vest. Yes.
As I'm running out, can I say, I'll meet you at the place, okay?
What the hell happened to my bedroom?
Hey, Dad. So, I think I'm going to attempt to slip out of my utility vest.
Okay.
Just leave it behind with all of my crypto cards.
And all of your money?
Yeah,
Dad's not going to search through that thing.
that's true.
Because if
Mom
he did,
might.
Yeah.
wow.
It just means that, you'll have no money now.
Yep.
All right. So if you're slipping out, it is another flight.
Yep.
I'll say instead of fight, this is going to be his brawn to try and just keep hold of you.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be high.
Okay. So he rolled a 7.
I rolled an 8.
Nice.
All right. So he grabs a hold of the back of your jacket. He pulls you up to start yelling at you, but you just shoulders out, slip through, and you are out the door before he's even really had a chance to kind of like see.
Yeah. I think
To
also
register.
if
Yeah.
I've left my backpack out by the bike, so I think if I
Yes.
manage to grab that on my way out,
Yeah.
I'm like, sorry, Dad, be back later.
You are grounded. You are so grounded as the door slams and you start riding after Bas. You are in
good.
so much trouble when you get home.
But look at that adversity
Yes,
token.
take that adversity token for the earlier failure. You are out the door cycling after Bas. I'll say you did that pretty quick, so you actually catch up to each other reasonably fast. Your dad is not chasing you out the house.
That's good. Oh my god. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, I think you're in a really rough spot right now.
Geez, thanks. Captain Obvious. All right. Well, we're halfway there already. We might as well, I don't know, go break into a store or try to find the campers again. Like, what do we...
I mean, surely, we can have a look around the souvenir store. I mean, maybe. Like, I'm sure there's, sneak in the back or something.
Yeah. Just sneak in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. You cycle down and pretty quickly find yourself at the souvenir store. Do you cycle down behind to approach from the back or in front to approach from the front?
Probably cycle past the front to see if it's open at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, you cycle past and lights are off. There's the little tag that's turned over to closed.
I'm going to suggest that we park our bikes a couple of buildings down in an alley somewhere, and then we double back to try to see if we can get in.
So if we go around the back, the church is there.
Yes.
Perhaps we could,
Yes,
drop
and
them
then
in a
if my
cemetery or
dad
something.
finds them, he'll think that we're
praying.
for forgiveness.
Nice.
All right, yeah, you cycle round, you drop your bikes by the church, and it's a quick sort of 2-minute walk down to the back of the souvenir store.
Is there a fence at the back or is there a back door?
Yes, there is a sort of wire fence there, but no barbed wire. So, like, it's very climbable.
Yeah, cool.
There is a back door to the souvenir store, and next to it are sort of like the trash cans
Yeah,
and
great.
things like that.
What check would you say is a climb? Is that flight or brawn?
I'm going to say this is brawn to physically lift yourself over the fence. I would say for Charlie it is a 4. For you it is a 6.
Okay.
All right.
I've got a pretty high brawn.
I've got a very low brawn.
All right.
Yeah, so I rolled a 1 plus
Okay.
1,
Yeah.
and I'll spend 2 adversity tokens to get me there.
Beautiful.
I got an 8.
Easy. All right. So, Bas, you scamper over quite quickly. Even though it's tougher for you in terms of the height, you find that your smaller feet and hands just fit between the links of the fence much easier, and you scurry over really quick. Charlie, you slip a couple of times. You just can't quite get your grip. You're still a little shaken from confrontation with Dad, but you heave yourself over. But I'll say you stumble a bit on the finish and
Yeah.
sort of end up falling on your butt as you come over the top with Bas standing over the top of you.
That's harder it looks.
Is there a security camera or something like that?
No. Not for this little souvenir store. No. At least not out the back. You don't know whether there's one out the front or in the store.
I head to the door.
All right, I follow.
It is locked.
Okay. Is there a mat?
Yes, there is a mat.
Can I lift up the mat?
Absolutely. You
there
find a little key.
Yeah, 90s, baby!
I mean, I was surprised it was locked in a way.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
there's a fence. Why do we need to lock the door?
Yeah. And you swing the door open. You are in the back room of this little souvenir store. This is the storeroom.
Yeah.
So you see that there are sort of like shelves with lots of different cardboard boxes. You see a lot of just dead stock, like stuff that's never going to get sold. There's dust all through everything. She overstocked so many items that she was never going to sell. And that's really what this storeroom is for. And a couple of bulky, like recycling trash bags that haven't been taken out yet by the back door.
I'm going to take out my torch.
Yeah.
Do you think she has like a...
Like an office?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was going to look for.
Okay.
Let's stick together.
Oh, wait. I'd like to turn around and go and lock the door behind us.
Smart.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. You creep forward. There's another door sort of leading out of the storeroom, and you it open, and you come out behind the counter of the souvenir store.
Okay.
You guys have probably been in here once or twice
Yeah.
before. It is very sort of cluttered. Again, a lot of the stock on the shelves in here is also covered in dust. It is little keychains. It is little bobbleheads. It's all the cheap Bigfoot paraphernalia that you could imagine. A stack of T-shirts that say "I came to Forrestview" and all I got was this stupid T-shirt with like a Bigfoot silhouette behind it. Just things that no one would ever buy. And then off to the right behind the counter, on the other side of the counter, is a door that says "Staff Only."
Okay. Oh my God. Keep your hands out of the till.
When have I ever...
I don't know. I didn't think that was you either, Charlie, but you've been pretty loose with other people's cash in the last 24 hours.
Shut up. Look around. What do you see?
Oh, a lot of trash.
But what kind of trash?
I'm with Bigfoot. What is this?
It's all Bigfoot stuff, right?
Yeah, of course. Have you never been in here?
Yeah, but what's about to open? A whole Bigfoot amusement park with probably a gift shop. This woman's going to be run out of town. There's no way that anyone's going to shop here when everyone's shopping at the amusement park. No wonder she's trying to get all the actual Bigfoot stuff she can. She's trying to get famous.
Wow. That's a lot of leaps for somebody so young.
Are your knees sore from jumping to conclusions?
I'm a conspiracy theorist. It says it on my character sheet.
Wait. What if she's part of it?
Part of what?
And she's gonna run the gift shop at the amusement park. And all this, and I hold up the flyer, is about drumming up business for the amusement park and bringing in these people.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you didn't come up with it, it's trash.
It's a good.
All right, that's fine. That's fine.
It's a good theory, I guess.
Sorry, let me
you
just
guys
cross out
sort
the
of-
I'm with Bigfoot. I'm with stupid, I guess.
You guys sort of take a moment and do notice that, like, you are currently visible through the front windows of the store, having this argument with your
And I'm
torch
gesturing
shining
with the
manically.
And you see a police officer.
Nothing to see here.
Hello. What's all this there?
I notice, and I duck down behind the counter and pull Bas down with me. Okay, I know you just said to not take anything out of the till, but I'm not going to take anything. But
Are you
wait,
serious?
just listen to me.
You just
listen to
You
me.
said your dirty Mr. Foot money enough for you.
Shut up. What if how much is in the till tells us how well the business is doing? Right? We don't have to take anything.
We are not here for some kind of economics class.
I'm surprised you know the word economics with how much
Oh, I'm sorry. Some of us pay attention in school. It's different in Canada.
Yeah, I heard the education system's really good.
And my dead dad.
Ran a bank. Fine. Let's just go to the office, all right? But we gotta be quiet about it.
Fine. And I stand up.
Yank him back down. We've got to sneak. I turn off the torch.
Okay, yep.
Fine.
You sneak through. You're sort of crawling hands and knees to the door. One of you reaches up and you swing it in, and you can see a small, very cluttered office space.
I roll in there.
Great. Bass, are you following?
Yes. As soon as I get in the door, I stand up and close the door behind me and flick on the light. What are you doing on the floor? Nobody can. Come on. Take this seriously.
Oh my God, turn the light off. You can see the spill from the other room.
We're bringing it. Wait, now I can't see it. How am I supposed to? I turn the light back on.
I turn the light off. Use a torch. Did you not bring one? Maybe you can use the flash from your camera.
So the light's gonna spill through, but your flicky torch and my camera isn't gonna. I turn the light back on.
As Bass turns the light on for the third time, you finally both sort of take stock of this office. There's a couple of filing cabinets. There's a very small armchair and a little table next to it with like a kettle and a mug and like a couple of tea bags and things. And there is a desk with a computer that is currently sitting. It is sort of on, so you've got that gentle blue light of the screen, but it is not like the little login window is there. And it is the kind of desk that has notebooks open everywhere, sticky notes attached to a million different things, an absolute mess.
Okay.
I'm going to grab there's probably like a coat hanging by the door or something. And I'm just going to stuff it at the bottom of the door so that there's no light spill.
It's one of her, like those cheap knockoff shawls of like the very ornate patterning, and it smells so much of perfume. Like it's just like you lift it up and you almost sneeze with how bad the perfume smell is on this thing.
And take a photo of the desk.
I was like,
All right.
what are you doing?
Trying to get a scope.
Oh, so
of
you
like-
can reset?
Yeah. Well, not no.
Yeah,
Smart.
No, that's smart.
Too
Bass
smart.
is just kind of like, oh, if I have a foot, like it's like evidence.
Okay.
Like I imagine
Yep.
I've seen some kind of crime show, and I'm like, if I take
Okay.
a photo
Yep.
of what the
Yep.
desk looks like, okay, we can look back at it later.
All right, you snap your photo.
Okay. Do you want to look at over there, and I'll look here at the desk? Or
Yeah, I'll go through the filing cabinet. Can you like hack into the computer?
oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Bas, you head to the computer.
Yeah.
If you're trying to hack this computer, it is for sure going to be a brains roll.
Can I get some more information about what's happening on the screen in front of me?
Sure.
When you say login, am I putting in a password? Am I getting username password?
You're just putting in a password.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think we could probably guess Muriel's password.
I reckon there's probably a sticky note that we could find.
It's true.
That has it on it.
Okay, can I look for the sticky note first?
Absolutely. That brains DC just got so much
Yeah.
lower. All right. This is brains DC 4 for Bas and Charlie. What are you searching for in the filing cabinet? That'll determine whether it's brains or grit.
I think mainly I'm going to be looking for, in the bottom drawers, I'm
Yeah.
looking for if there is any evidence that's been handed in already, like
Yeah.
little envelopes full of photos
Yeah.
or like any video reels or anything like that. But also in the back of my mind, I'm almost looking for financial statements to see how
Great.
badly the business is
Okay,
doing.
then that is 2 separate roles.
Okay.
It is grit to just find evidence
Yep.
because you're just rifling through really
Yep.
quick. Difficulty 6. And then the financial stuff, it is brains.
Yep.
You are a teenager.
Yeah.
I'll say you can find them
Yeah.
easily
Yeah.
because it's just easier to do that. It's going to be understanding what they mean. It's
For
going to take
sure.
a 15 for you to do that.
I rolled
All
a
right.
15.
Oh my gosh. All right. Yeah.
I have not moved the dice. I rolled exactly a 15.
Amazing. We will get to you in a minute.
And I'll roll that as well.
Bas, what did you roll?
I'm going to take half because
Okay,
if the DC is
yep.
4, I've got a D8.
Great.
So I'm just going to
Okay.
take half
Yeah.
on that.
You take half. You take literally 30 seconds to look around, and there is a sticky note sat on top of one of the notebooks, and very clearly says password : and then underneath password.
Yeah, good.
You're in.
I'm in.
It immediately opens up to a web browser that has her email open.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you
That's where
can
it is.
see the sort of most recent emails that have been sent in. Charlie, what was your role on your grit?
I rolled a 5 and I'm going to add use an adversity token to get it to
Beautiful. You search through the filing cabinets. I would say the first thing you come across is those business records.
Right.
They're pretty quick to find. You look through them. It takes you a minute because the way that Muriel organizes her stuff is as higgledy-piggledy as she organizes everything else you've seen in this place.
Yep.
But you take a second, you sit down with it, and you very much decipher this place is in a very bad way, and you think this place will be closed within 2 or 3 months.
Yeah, wow.
Unless something drastically changes.
Yeah, like, does she even have the $5,000 to give as a reward?
Looking at this, you don't think she could afford to give that award.
Yeah. Oh, excellent. Good.
Yeah. Bas, we'll jump back to you.
So it turns out that 1995 was the release of Lotus, the very first commercially available email server.
Wow, there we go.
So we just snuck in, and this is what it looked like.
Yep.
Classic,
Yeah.
stylish,
Yep.
stylish. Okay, what am I saying?
So you have a couple of emails. The one that is open currently is
Okay.
actually from sort of about a week ago.
All right.
There are big red letters
no.
on the top, and it is an overdue rent notice. And it is
Receiving a red notice via
by
email?
email. Yep.
We're very progressive here in Forrestview.
Don't question it.
Okay, I'll let it go. But I'm like, they're the first commercially available.
What you ensure, Bas, is that they're sending this by email because it is the 5th one.
Sure.
And you think that maybe, like, just Miriam explaining it, you think maybe they've probably sent a lot by letter and haven't got
Sure.
anything. And so they're like, they're
Last
hounding
ditch
her on
attempt.
Yeah.
all.
Sure.
They're hounding her on all fronts.
newfangled
Yeah.
technology.
Newfangled technology.
Yeah. But you see there is a very recent one from a mhammett@aol.com.
Yeah.
Gotta love AOL. And
Owl? Like those sticks that you turn. And they made that.
And in the
It's got nothing to do with anything.
You know what I'm talking about, though, right? I'm not crazy.
I know what you're talking about. Just your face. Anyway. No goofs.
yep.
No goofs.
You can see the subject line of the email in the little window that has it coming in, and the subject line is Bigfoot.
I don't even register the rent thing.
Yeah.
Like I'm looking for the word Bigfoot everywhere.
Yeah, great.
Exclusively. So I move the mouse and click on that. The
All
ball
right.
sticks a bit, so I have to take the ball out and fix the ball
Yeah.
on the mouse and go for it.
It opens up. As you sort of read it, you get the impression that this M. Hammett is the person who is in charge of building this amusement park.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, is the name of this amusement park BAP? Bigfoot Amusement Park?
It would shorten to BAP. Yeah.
Guys, do you want to go to BAP?
Yeah, but you can get in contact with them via email at bap@well.com.
BAP at losing it.
And this M. Hammett is saying to her that he needs the evidence ASAP. And if she doesn't start delivering, he is going to back out of the deal that they have made. There is no further detail about any of that, but scanning through, that's what the email is about.
Interior. In my head, I'm going, wow, I am so much smarter than Charlie. Obviously, she was in on it from the beginning.
Yeah.
What's M. Hammett's name that was signed off, surely?
Just M. Hammett at the end as well.
So not even a
Not a
to Muriel.
M. like it's an initial
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then Hammett.
Hammett.
Yeah.
His first name's Mr.
Mr. Hammett.
You don't know.
We don't know a Hammett, do we?
You can roll me a brains roll.
That's a 5.
Nah, you don't know. You've never heard this name before.
Okay. I'd like to minimize the email client.
Okay.
Is there anything else? Are that like photo, like an
File
image
Explorer,
file?
like-
You know,
Okay.
like I'm looking for something says, this is the Bigfoot photo.
I'll say, like, she's a very simplistic computer user. She has named everything so clearly so that she can find it. So it takes you a couple minutes, but you find pretty quickly there is a folder that's labeled Bigfoot evidence. You click into it. There are some photos in there. None of them are really any good. They're all your classic, like, what people decide is Bigfoot evidence photos. There's not these, like, really clear photos that you think this party was about to hand in. Alrighty. Yes,
How'd I
jumping
go
back
on
to
the
you.
evidence front?
How'd you go back on the evidence front? You search through the filing cabinet and you find at the bottom in one of the back folders are a set of Polaroid photos, clear as day, of Bigfoot. And in the corner of one of them, you see the shoulder of a bright pink jacket.
Bingo. I grab them out and I go to put them in my vest that I don't have on.
That you don't have on.
And I'm going to shove them in my backpack.
All right. As you shove them in your backpack, you hear ding as the front door of the store opens.
The front door.
Front door.
Was that unlocked?
We didn't check.
Oh my
And
God.
Click, click, click of shoes.
Is there anywhere to hide?
It's a tiny office.
You could probably fit in a filing cabinet.
In this office, there is 2 filing cabinets.
Yep.
There are the desk with the computer. There is the armchair, and there is a small side table on which the kettle and cups sit. Bas, you could probably fit under the side table if you squeezed. Either of you could fit under the desk. In terms of like anywhere else, it would be literally like standing behind the door.
I think considering where I am in the room, I'm going for behind the door.
I've got 2 normal things to say
Yes.
and 1 Nathan thing to say.
Okay, hit me.
The first thing is I'd like to like leap and turn the light off.
Yep, great.
And then I'm going to realize that like the whole room is going to be bathed in the computer light. So I'm going to try and like turn the computer light off.
Okay.
And then I'd like to boil the kettle.
Are you hiding at all?
I mean, look, she's going to come in here. And so if I have to splash her with boiling hot water.
Nathan!
We've all seen Home Alone.
We have.
Yes. But, like, that's going to be so suspicious if the kettle is boiling.
Okay, so no. That's Sue.
I just
Because my other
also
option was to start screaming.
There's also
I
a
will
lot of
just
things to do.
I will just, as your GM.
Okay, I did consider setting the bear trap. So that when she walked in, she stepped on the bear trap.
As
Splashed bear trap, boiling hot water.
okay, to rein it in. As your GM and as your friend, I want to let you know right now, I think Bas would probably know that this kettle's nowhere near going to boil in time for you to be throwing any kind of hot water in this woman's face as she walks in.
Then I'll go side table.
Yeah. So you want light switch, you want computer and then you want to
side
hide.
table.
Okay. To do all three of those things, it's just going to mean your flight DC is higher than it was going to be before. I would say to get behind the door, it is flight 3.
Yeah.
To do all of your things, it is flight 10.
Exploded.
That's an explode. That's a double explode.
Oh my gosh.
17.
17. Oh my goodness.
Do I get the kettle on?
Well, I'm about what we're about to introduce, because I don't think this has happened yet, is you have just succeeded by more than 5. So you get to tell me one more good thing that occurs while you make this flight roll.
Okay, so I'm in front of the desk, and what is on the desk?
So there is a diary that's like more of a planner diary than like a dear diary kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
That was what the sticky note password was on. There were a couple of like the actual letter rent notices. There's a glass paperweight. There is a half-drunk cup of tea that's gone well cold. And there is a sort of little picture frame that has a photo of her and a man you don't recognize.
I'll grab the mug of tea.
Okay.
And I'll just take it hiding underneath the sign table.
All right, yeah. So
Side
you
table.
you get that light off, you get the computer off. As you get off the computer, you swipe that mug of tea, and just like genuinely you're a little upset that Charlie is like running to get behind the door because she doesn't see you do like an epic, like you get down on your leg and you literally slide perfectly under the table and huddle up. And as you do, you hear these footsteps getting closer and you hear sort of a male voice. The boss ain't happy with your results. You better have that evidence back there, Muriel. You hear the door opening. She swings it open. You are now essentially blind in this scene, Charlie, because you've gotten behind. I assume you got behind the door so it would close over you and you wouldn't be seen.
So I failed my roll.
Oh, no.
I rolled a 1.
You rolled a 1?
Yeah.
Do you have enough adversity tokens to bring it up?
Probably do.
Okay, it's up to you.
I was going to let myself fail it,
Okay.
but now hearing that as they're coming closer, I'm like, oh, this is bigger than we thought. I need to hear this conversation. So I am going to spend my 2 adversity tokens to, I stumble a bit on the way there, but then I just very quickly, as they open the door and manage to flatten myself against the wall.
Yeah, you flatten up. The door swings over you. So you are hidden perfectly between a filing cabinet, the door, and the wall.
Amazing.
So no one's going to see you, but you are blind in this space. You cannot see anything that is going on. Bas, on the other hand, with that 5+, you have a perfect view of what happens. You see Muriel sort of walking into the room. She looks very harried, and she immediately goes over to that filing cabinet that Charlie was looking at before. It is not the one that's next to you.
Yes.
And pulls open that bottom filing cabinet and starts rifling through really quickly. You see behind her 2 men, pinstripe suits, little pocket squares, fedoras.
Hey.
They've got like shiny little brogued shoes. They are, I think with you being a film buff, they are everyone's picture of a gangster from a 1930s mob film.
I feel like your description has made it quite clear.
Yeah.
These are not any kind of other cryptid from what I can see.
From what you can see, no.
Okay.
These are just normal human men.
They could be disguised.
in little
Yeah, I was gonna
pinstripe
say.
suits.
I don't have any, so I'm not
Yeah.
seeing any scales.
No.
Okay.
No.
Not
You are
lizard men.
seeing, I think there's a moment where you're worried because they are very broad across
Yeah.
the shoulder, and then
Yeah.
you go, oh no, that's just shoulder pads. These suit jackets are like, they
Yeah,
are
yeah.
made to make these men look like triangles.
Yeah.
Are we cryptid or are we shoulder pad?
But yes, they walk in and Muriel's rifling through this cabinet. Just give me a minute. I swear I had them here. And she's sort of looking through. Is there anything that you two are doing, or are you just waiting this out in this moment? Sweating.
Yeah, I don't think we're ready to make any calls yet.
The figure that spoke before, are you holding out on the boss man, Muriel? You know he's not going to like that. No, I swear I have them. They're right here. And she keeps rifling through. And they sort of wait another couple of beats, and she sort of turns around. They were here. I know they were here. And she is going to start walking over to the desk to start rifling through as well. So she is going to make a grit check to see if she can find what's going on. She looks over her desk, gets dangerously close to sort of where you are, Bas, but does not meet the DC of your 17 flight from earlier, so just sort of skims right over you, turns around. I swear, I had evidence. And they sort of look at her, and the man who hasn't spoken yet looks her up and down. Well, if it's not here, then sorry, Muriel, but deal's off. We've finally got the real thing. And they look at her, and she... What do you mean the deal's off? I need this money. If I'm going to go under. Well, that's just too bad, ain't it? And they turn and they walk out of the store. You see Bas, she sort of starts to tear up, and she runs after them, pleading for them not to leave. But you are now, the door to the staff room is open, and these people all have their backs to you. What are you doing?
I'm just placing
Yep.
just placing the mug on the floor,
Yep.
running, opening the door, grabbing Charlie and pulling you out, and we are running back the way we came.
Okay.
Okay. This is going to be a group flight check.
Yep.
So you
Okay.
are rolling together to meet a DC. That DC is 15 because they are still in the store. They just have their backs to you as they are walking away.
Nathan. I was pulling my end so well. I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9. What did you roll?
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
So that makes it 10. I
10.
do have I could make it up from my adversity token.
I think we should at least add 1 adversity token so that
so
we
you
don't fail by more than 5.
That is very good thinking.
You're the one who initiated the action, so
Yeah.
I'm going to let you make the
Okay,
call.
great. Well, I'll use one of my adversity tokens.
Okay.
So we don't fail by 5, but
Okay.
we'll take the fail.
Yep.
Alrighty. You run out the staff room, you run behind the counter, back into the storeroom, and I'm going to say, as you get to that back door, Bas, you realize that you locked it behind you. You pull out the key to unlock, and as you do, the adrenaline and the shaking, you fumble the key, and it clink, 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 falls onto the ground, and you scramble to get it, and you hear both Muriel and these 2 men turn around. You hear that one of the men say, "Someone else here?" And Muriel sort of stammers, and you hear her go, "Ooh," as she's pushed, and these 2 men start sort of striding back towards where you are.
I'm going to shove my hand in my backpack,
Yep.
feel around all the way to the bottom, and I'm going to try to use my prepared strength
Yep.
here to find an old, forgotten, moldy sandwich in a bag.
Okay.
It's so old.
Yep.
It has started to grow its own little ecosystem in there. You can't even see the sandwich at this point. It has
Yeah.
become so much more. And I want to pull it out in its little plastic bag.
Yep.
And I want to crack it and throw it like a stink bomb to try to repel
All
these
right.
men.
Okay, so you are spending 2 adversity
Yep.
tokens to have that sandwich.
Yep.
So now what is going to happen? You are going to make a fight check
Yep.
with your sandwich. That will set... I will say that this sandwich gets a +2 to its fight because it is so stanky.
Yeah.
So you are going to roll your fight with a +2, and if you have any additions to your fight, they get added as well. That's going to set a DC for these two to roll their grit against to resist the stank of that sandwich.
Tank. It's a fight, so I get a +1. It's a 12.
It's a 12.
But you
Alrighty.
also have the +2.
Oh, yeah.
stank.
So
it is a 14.
14.
Nice.
All right. First goon rolls a 1. He is going to fail by more than 5. So you are going to tell me something extra bad that happens to him in a second. Second is an 11. They get a +1, but that's still not enough. They are both going to fail. So the sandwich flies out. Immediately, both of them, not expecting something violent to happen, immediately sort of duck and cover and are hit by this sandwich as it flies past. I'll say the one closest to you is the one that absolutely beefed it.
Yeah.
What is the extra bad thing that happens to that guy?
I think he takes the brunt of the sandwich enough that he breathes some of the spores in and begins to choke, leans over and begins to retch so that he completely blocks the doorway from the other guy. And so they're currently sort of tangled up in a ball of limbs and mold fungus. And
I'll say what's happening as well is that like as soon as one of them stands up, they step on sandwich and slip over, some vomit gets thrown out, and then they're both slipping and sliding in that, and you've just made a pile of threatening men flailing around on the ground. Their beautiful pinstripe suits are just covered in...
And this is where the zombie outbreak starts, because
absolutely. But it buys enough time, Bas, for you to get that key in the door, and you are out and free.
Well, to the fence.
To the fence.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm giving you a leg up to get over the fence.
Yeah.
Well, I'd like to lock the door again
Absolutely.
behind us
Excellent.
and take the key,
Smart.
and then we'll climb out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say you've both climbed this fence before, so it is just a brawn of 3
Yep.
for both of you.
That's a 5.
Well done. I got a 4.
Okay, yeah. You both scramble over and you are on the other side. You hear literally just as you get over the fence a thud against that back door, but they are stopped by the fact that it is locked.
Just all of our caution, locking the door. The bikes are 2 buildings away.
Run! Yeah, we're running to the bikes.
Yeah, all right, yeah. You run to the bikes. I'll say with the amazing success that was that sandwich throw,
Sandwich bomb.
these guys do not get out the back door in time to see you. You manage to make it around the corner and to your bikes. You jump on, and that's where we're going to call this session.
You've been listening to Best Left Forgotten. You can find and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Best Left Podcast and on our Best Left Forgotten Facebook page, where we post updates, info, and additional content. Music by Kevin McLeod at Incompetech.com, licensed under Creative Commons by Attribution 3.0. Full song lists and additional artists can be found in the episode description. Cover art by Cattywampus, who can be found on Fiverr. Thanks to Jess Wolfendow, our editor, Miriam Feats, our social media manager, and Nathan Quadrio, our producer. If you enjoyed our podcast today, please leave a review and tell your friends.